Guys, I'm playing Torchlight Infinite, and um, it's a free-to-play game. There are a ton of microtransactions. It is very gacha style heavy. It is on mobile, but it has so many cool game mechanics. It, I have to figure out which pet I'm going to get from this chest. I have paid some money for this game. I probably put in like 30, 40 bucks a season. I played this my second season. Um, Crazy game. I just with my points that I just got the other pet that I needed unlocked. So I got this guy, Swaying Bonnie, and Abyssal King. I'm playing MC Thea 3, and basically what that means is like she does mind control. So legitimately, it's like a one button. You just kind of like move around. So when you hold down your right, you press your mind control, and now I'm just doing like 2 billion damage a second. Or not a second, but 2 billion damage. So basically, the game is super, super fun. It is almost never ending. So I'll show you. I can actually upgrade what I'm doing now. I'll show you through a map here in a minute. But basically, you got time mark 0. So it starts, this is the end game, right? Time marks are kind of like tiers. You go all the way up. There's profound, there's deep space. This game gets unbelievably hard. The problem is obviously once you start getting here and here, it's almost pay to win. Um, but you can play it like I invest like 20, 30 bucks, 40 bucks, whatever a season. And it's free to play. So like 80 bucks for 2 seasons. And I think it's one of the most underrated games out there. There's so many different league mechanics. So let me show you just real quick. So this right here, these are all different end game league mechanics that you can customize to make whatever you want. And you can have like 3 different plans, right? So I have a plan that's worthless, so I'm going to replace this one. I have a plan that's basically Sandlord, just to like farm up gold when I need gold for my town. So think of it like Settlers of Calgar style. I'll show you what that looks like real quick. But all those are different game mechanics, and then the game just keeps getting harder and harder and harder and harder and harder. And obviously, you do stupid, stupid, stupid amounts of damage. Like you can do like trillions and trillions of damage. But basically, you go into this town that's right here behind me, and you can have all these different things. I actually have to go in and unlock some more stuff. I do have enough gold, so I'll go do that real quick. I'll unlock the next level of the Oasis. Watch. So, wrong one. Level up. Level up. Boom. So now I get this prize. Oh, there's no prize at this level. Okay. So, yeah. But anyway, that's basically how it works. You go in, you run maps, you get a bunch of really cool shit, and then you can level everything in your town up. So, for instance, if I do this, I lose all my gold. I'm not going to do this right now for that one. But there's a cook, there's all these different mats, right? So basically, if you look, there's all these different levels, right? There's mines, there's cooking, and they give you all these mats right here. These mats you can deploy. I'll show you because I just bought a new one. So you can deploy. I gotta fill this guy up with guys that you get unlocked by running maps. Tier 5 is basically what you want. And then you can deploy them, right? So we'll do that. And it'll bring back a bunch of shit. It'll bring back raids. You can do all kinds of really cool stuff. Really cool game. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I think you guys would love it. I think it's super cool. If you like faster, if you like PoE 1 speed, this is right up your alley. Basically, your currency is these things, Flame Elementium, but that's also how you upgrade your gear and how you buy everything is Flame Elementium. So Flame Elementium is king. You can trade. So there's a whole trade house where like you can trade all kinds of stuff. I made all my money for my gear. I had 2 gloves that dropped that were super popular. What I love about this game, though, is you don't have to be smart. You can do drop filters. So, like, obviously, as you... Where's my filters? Okay, in use. Okay. So I'm using Down the Crown, his build guide for that. But for loot drops, right? So there's early game, mid game, late game, whatever. And then there's pre-built like strategies, right? So I'm using Outlaw Rush, no compass right now, but I am going to do a different one. T8 Dream Sail, that's going to be the other one that I do, I think, because I still do have that other pet I have to unlock. Or I could do Dream Pirates. I don't know. I'll probably do Dream Sail. That'll probably be the one that I do next to test. And it's pretty cool. And then obviously build guides, you can search for your favorite content creator, but this is the one that I'm using right now. This one I haven't really looked at. Oh. Yeah, this is a beginner guide. So like you can go on YouTube and people can upload their build codes. You just enter them here, and like you can copy other people's stuff. It'll show you like what talents that they're using, so you can just go through it. Highlights the ones that they used. So you can go through and do that. Even in here, it'll highlight the ones that they picked. It's such a good game if you're just a beginner to be able to get into and play. Like if you haven't gotten in and played this game yet, I really do recommend it. I think it's an absolutely fantastic game. They do such a good freaking job. And it's fun as hell, right? Like if you don't mind spending a little bit of money each season, and again, like we just saw what happened with last Epoch, right? If you don't charge your clients money and you do a live service game, you go bankrupt. That's you gotta have microtransactions that are worth a shit. And so they did theirs a little sketchy. They did a little bit of pay to win, a little bit of gotcha, but that's life, right? Like you just that is what it is. So, I'm actually going to take, which pet was I going to take? The Dream? No, I wanted I get one of these. I think it was this one. Yes. Yeah, this one. Okay. Confirm. Okay. I got this pet. So I'll mess with that a little bit. I'm going to run a map for you guys. Right now I'm doing I'll show you the different strategies. I want to make sure, I got more points. I don't want to do this plan. I do not want to do that. Although, yeah, so let's just do this. So what I'm going to do here is I have 4 points. All right, let's do this. This is just for this build anyway. It doesn't really matter. I don't ever hardly use this build. Let's do this for more reroll keys. Okay, there. All right, so this one I just kind of made up. So this is like my one that I use for whatever. The Outlaw. So basically what I'm doing is I'm looking for this thing that drops gold, and I'll show you when I get in there. So I don't really want to do waste a tier 8 map on this, but who cares? So you can make it harder with these. Over here, you can scale this up. You can see behind my camera. You can put compasses in. That scales up difficulty as well. Throw another one of those in there. And then basically you go in and you run the map. And so you can do this super quick. There's a bunch of different strategies. There's boss farming, etc., etc. This one is basically you just run through. Normally I have one that you do this, so this is last league's mechanic. I have the graphics turned down so you don't see a big swirly around me because you can kind of barely see like the outline. It's super annoying. But basically this is what you do. You just run through. My guy's super strong, so I should obviously upgrade. Obviously loot doesn't normally drop like this unless you're in like tier 8s. It's super annoying at the beginning to get loot. That's why I recommend using a build guide from YouTube. But I had a Bing. I started with Bing 2, which is this league's character. I didn't really like it. It just seemed like super expensive to get off the ground once I got into it. And so I played Mind Control Thea last league, and I fucking loved it. So this league, playing it again, super cool. Ooh. What was that? A 20 spot. Okay, that's good. This is the new league mechanic where basically you just go down in holes. I could show you that real quick, I guess. Yeah, we'll show you what the new league mechanic looks like. So basically you go down here, and your goal is just to like speed run through everything. This guy's a loot dropper, right? So you want to stop and get him, but you want to fill up your bar, and then basically once you fill up your bar, the next step is it'll take you to another floor, guaranteed. And then after that, it's luck of the draw if you get to the last floor. If you do get to the last floor, what's really cool is you fight like a boss, and if you kill the boss in a certain amount of time, it's really cool. So you have some talents and stuff that go with this. I ported back to the beginning. Ooh, what is that? Disappearing shadow? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. We'll find out at the end, see if it's worth anything. But basically, this is just all you do, is you run around and then watch. See, so this door's purple, means you can go through it. You go to the next door, turn on your mind control, flip all your shit on, go kill mobs. And then you just rinse and repeat, trying to fill that bar, trying to kill as many elites as you can. Don't die. That is... Oh, shit. Yep. See, so if you... So I have it set pretty high difficulty, so if you die, you're kind of effed. But I'll show you what the gold league mechanic for the Calgurn is, because that's the one I'm running. So see this? So you step on it. Now it's going to start dropping dudes from parachutes, and they can drop gold. They can drop guys to work in your town, like that. See that contract? I'll try not to pick it up so fast on the next one. I typically just run around and hold down the loot button. Yeah, so that's a chef, level 6 chef, right? So I can go put him in my town if I want after this run. But basically, see how I made 2,200 in the top right? You can see I made 2,200 gold this run. And then you have a boss fight at the end of every one. And again, when you have the damage that I do, it's super easy. And that's basically the game. So, and then you can obviously go deposit that gold. You can go upgrade your town with that gold. You can send out shipments with your gold, all that stuff. So that's just one league mechanic. And like I said, there are all of these. It is such a cool game. Like, there's something that you're going to be like, oh, this is dope. So what I recommend doing is going on YouTube, researching like how to make FE per hour. When you're starting out, look for T7, because basically you can get to T7 for super minimal amount of flame elementium, and find some T7 guides, get that going. And then once you can get into T8, then start playing around with this, or even earlier, if you find something that you really like the cards or the cube. A lot of people have fun with the cube. A lot of people have fun with boss rushing. There's all kinds of different shit. So you can literally do whatever you want. So whatever it is that you like to do, go do it. It's a great game, but hope you guys like it.